A lot to get to on this Tuesday afternoon. We begin with what happened inside the courtroom today in the Delphi murder trial. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Jenny Renovich in today for Felicia Lawrence. So day 2 of jury selection started with a really unexpected announcement.
Our Samantha Johnson was in the courtroom and just filed this report moments ago from the Allen County Courthouse.
And just like the rest of this case has seen so many twists and turns, more of that today, because we came into the day thinking we only needed to find 2 more jurors for this case. But the first thing we heard this morning is that 3 of the jurors who were selected on Monday have already been dismissed. So we started today on Tuesday with 11 jurors. The good news is through just 2 rounds of jury selection, from round 1 this morning, 4 more jurors were selected, 3 women and 1 man. Round 2 this afternoon, another man was selected as a jury. They did take a lunch break around 1 o'clock this afternoon, reconvened at 2, and we thought we had a full jury. We have 16 jurors as of 2 o'clock this afternoon, but the judge asked all the remaining jurors to come back into the courtroom, which leaves us wondering what exactly is going on, if we need to add more alternates. That's one topic that's going to take place this afternoon. One other topic I want to mention from the defense, Andy Baldwin, he flat out asked almost every juror in round 2 if they believe Richard Allen was innocent until proven guilty. It was interesting to hear the majority of the jurors had wide variety of answers to share. So much more to come this afternoon from Allen County. We'll have another update for you coming up tonight on 13 News at 5.
All right, Sam, thank you. Obviously, free-flowing information here. In fact, we have just learned that they have now seated a full jury. So 12 jurors, 4 alternates.
Plus, the court did select an additional person, the 17th. But none of the parties would elaborate if that meant somebody else had been excused. So hopefully we'll get some clarification on that. We'll have another report coming up beginning at 5 o'clock today here on 13 News. And we have our Delphi trial special on our 24/7 WTHR Plus app. This is a good way to get you up to speed with the major moments and the developments that have been happening over the past 7+ years since 2017. You can download our free app on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku. Just search WTHR in the App Store.
Other headlines this afternoon. We have now learned a teen boy hurt in a hit-and-run crash last week has died. The Marion County Coroner's Office says Wilberto Rivera III died from his injuries in that far east side crash. Police responded last Thursday night to Cumberland Road near East 10th Street after a vehicle hit the 14-year-old on his bike. Now, the driver is still on the loose right now. If you know anything that can help, call Crime Stoppers at 262-TIPS. It has now been 1 week since early voting started here in Indiana. Hoosiers are casting their ballots in person or mailing in absentee.
So the question is, what's turnout looking like? We're looking into the numbers today. Emily Longnecker is in Hamilton County with the latest vote tallies there. Emily?
Well, we're here in Hamilton County at one of 2 early voting sites that are open right now. The Hamilton County clerk tells me that so far they've seen 11,000 people vote early in person at these 2 sites, and they've received back 8,000 absentee ballots. The clerk says this year they're seeing a lot of first-time voters.
Tuesday afternoon, voters in Hamilton County were in and out of the Judicial Center in Noblesville, continuing to add to those early voting numbers. And in the other donut counties, early turnout there continues to grow. In Johnson County, close to 3,700 people have already cast ballots in person. Almost 2,000 absentee ballots have been returned of the 4,500 mailed out so far. And in Hancock County, close to 3,000 people have voted early at voting sites there. A little more than 2,000 absentee ballots have been requested, with close to 800 returned. Finally, in Hendricks County, just over 3,200 people have come out to vote early. The county mailed out almost 5,700 absentee ballots so far. A little over 2,300 have been mailed back. Hamilton County's election administrator says early voting has become more popular in recent years among voters.
Yes, they just want to get their vote in case something comes up. I think that's why a lot of people vote early, and they feel like, oh, I'll have to stand in a less of a line, if I vote early voting.
Hamilton County election officials expect a 70% turnout amongst registered voters this year, a number they say is always higher in presidential election years.
And coming up tonight at 5, we'll tell you how the folks here in Hamilton County say they keep all these early ballots secure. 1. More time. 3, 2, 1.
All right, Emily, we'll see you at 5 o'clock. Thank you. Now on to the latest on the cleanup and recovery from Hurricane Milton. Parts of Florida, they're digging out still, while others are still dealing with active flooding.
Yeah, really tough to see there. Also, President Biden has now announced more than $600 million in aid to Florida. That's expected to help with the months of cleanup and rebuilding ahead.
Priya Sridhar has the latest.
This morning, more and more people returning to destroyed homes and tattered communities. Jay Hager and his wife own timeshares at the Sea Oats Beach Club in Manasota Key.
I've been coming here for 40 years and never seen anything close to this.
The island permanently altered, parts split in two by Milton's wind and storm surge. Further north, along the Withlacoochee River, flooding persists.
I need power, and we don't have a roof. People don't have homes.
Milton has passed, but the water continues to rise.
In some areas of the Withlacoochee, we're not going to see peaks for 4 weeks after the storm.
These communities just part of the ongoing aftermath of Milton. With so many still without power, linemen working nonstop to get the lights back on.
It's an effort that's not going to stop until every single customer's power is restored.
Milton also shutting down Port Tampa and knocking out power to gas stations, disrupting access to fuel across the state.
These gas lines are ridiculous here in St. Pete.
To help, the state opening up 12 fuel distribution sites.
We have fuel for the public, not even charging you, free gas, imagine that.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely necessary. Without it, I mean, people would be totally out of gas. We wouldn't be getting back to work. It'd be a nightmare.
Still, months of recovery ahead.
This is a major operation. This is not something that's going to be solved in a week or two. We're looking at months of residential storm debris collections.
As the recovery from Milton shifts into high gear, cleanup from Helene enters its third week.
Everyone's just been coming together and just been really helping each other out, and it's pretty inspiring.
FEMA already approving $96 million in aid for more than 75,000 households.
We're not going anywhere. We are committed. We're here for as long as it takes.
Yeah, lots of work ahead. Now, because of Hurricane Milton, a lot of trash is washing up on Florida's beaches. Take a look at this video. This is from Palm Beach, which is on the east coast of Florida. Large blocks of yellow construction foam. That's what all that stuff is. It's everywhere. Volunteers and county crews are now cleaning up the beach. Already, they filled hundreds of bags of trash.
And just within the last few minutes, we've learned Indiana Task Force 1 members, they're expected to be back this afternoon after nearly 3 weeks down in Florida and North Carolina. They've been helping out with the massive search and rescue effort after Hurricanes Milton and Helene. Oh, look at that search dog.
He's tuckered out.
These are some of the images they've shared. Yeah, they have been hard at work. They arrived home, we're told, less than an hour ago. They were expected to. Look at that. That just shows you the humanity involved in all of this. This was a marathon mission for them. You're going to hear all about it tonight on 13 News at 11.
We are so thankful for their work. You know, when there's help needed, Hoosiers go.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Every time.
Every time the human members will look like that tonight when they get home. They can sleep in their own beds.
Good to see you, Angela, here at 4 o'clock and for Sean this afternoon. And we're talking about a weather impact day, huh?
Yes, specifically tonight and then again tomorrow night as we forecast temperatures in the low to mid 30s, cold enough for widespread areas of frost and areas of freeze. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what's the gap in the middle that includes Marion County? Well, that's because there will still be some clouds coming off Lake Michigan. We'll talk more about that in the full forecast. But what you do need to know, even if you're technically not under the advisory or that freeze warning, just be prepared to cover those sensitive plants or bring them inside. It is going to be a cold night. What's highlighted here to the south and west of Indianapolis, so Terre Haute over to Greencastle, frost advisory. Temperatures will be in the mid 30s overnight. Could have some colder or lower temperatures farther east. That's the reason for the freeze warning for those of you in Richmond up into Muncie, as temperatures will be as low as the upper 20s and low 30s. So what you need to do is bring in those plants or cover them up. The impact will be those low temperatures for us in the low to mid 30s. Boy, it's been an interesting day of weather. We've had some rain. I ran into a little bit of hail. Can't rule that out still with a few of these showers, mainly south of Indianapolis, rolling through parts of Johnson County into Bartholomew County. These are all daylight driven. These will end, skies will clear, and really our main focus will be the cold. Need that heavier coat out the door tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be in the 30s to start. Even with the sunshine, we struggle again tomorrow afternoon with highs in the mid-50s.